Early in the morning, with the dawn glimmering over the river, a group of local residents were surprised to discover Benny the beaver drifting ashore. Benny was only a few weeks old, skinny with muddy fur and eyes sparkling with fear. The locals gently wrapped Benny in a warm cloth and quickly took him to the nearest veterinary clinic. At the rescue center, Dr. Grace Miller urgently checked Benny's body temperature, weight, and dehydration. Finding Benny severely malnourished, Dr. Miller immediately injected electrolytes and vitamins. Benny was placed in a warm cage lined with soft grass and warm blankets to stabilize his body temperature. The rescue team fed Benny specialized formula and pureed meat porridge to restore his energy. Each small spoonful of food and each drop of IV fluid gradually helped Benny regain his health. Volunteers encouraged Benny to exercise using logs and shallow pools to practice swimming. After a few weeks of care, Benny's weight increased significantly. His fur was smoother and his spirits were high. Dr. Miller vaccinated Benny against infectious diseases and scheduled regular health checks. Once Benny was healthy, the rescue team prepared a semi-wild area with an artificial stream and shrubs. On the day of release, Benny quietly walked into the water, sniffed the scent of the forest, and was ready to return to nature. His survival instincts were revived as Benny skillfully used his claws to arrange branches to make the first small dam. The sound of water trickling through the wooden dam created a simple yet magical scene in the heart of nature. Over the years, storms and erosion threatened to flood the downstream area. The government was struggling to find a solution with a budget of millions of dollars to build dikes and stone embankments. While engineers were calculating the slope, strength, and location of the artificial structure, one morning the local press published a picture of a wooden dam appearing next to the river, strangely like a complete irrigation model. When the hydrologists surveyed, they discovered that this structure was built with hundreds of crisscross tree branches mixed with mud and soil to create a tight seal and the ability to automatically regulate water according to rainfall. The experts were surprised to note that this natural wooden dam could retain a reasonable water level, slow down the flow of floodwater, and replenish water reserves in the dry season. What is even more amazing is that the characteristic rubbing marks on the wood show that this is a structure built by beavers, making both scientists and people amazed by the ecological talent of the species. When the research team compared the rescue records, they were startled to realize that this was Benny, a baby beaver who had been rescued and released back to its original place many years ago. The miraculous story quickly spread to major media, making Benny a symbol of the resilience of ecosystems when supported by humans. Tourists from all over flocked to the small river to see the Benny Dam with their own eyes, take souvenir photos, and listen to the tour guide tell about his journey. International conservationists, students, and experts came to survey and measure the structure to replicate the Beaver Dam system model in similar areas. Local schools organized tours allowing students to observe Benny's behavior, learning how to coordinate with nature to protect the water. On the environmental forum, experts proposed a policy to prioritize the conservation of ecological architects, in which beavers were ranked first. Thanks to Benny's work, the government adjusted its water management strategy, reduced concreting, and encouraged natural dam models to save budget and protect the environment. NGOs and volunteer groups cooperated with the community to monitor water flow and quality, recording the positive impact of Benny's Dam. Fish and aquatic species reappeared. Waterfowl returned to nest, creating a rich riverside ecosystem. After heavy rains, the downstream area is no longer seriously flooded. The water flows smoothly and retains alluvium for the rice fields. The government saves millions of dollars in construction and maintenance costs for the dike, proving the long-term effectiveness of the ecological solution. The story of Benny Dam is included in the training program for hydraulic engineers and ecologists, becoming a typical example of the harmony between technology and nature. An international documentary film crew recorded Benny's journey from rescue, recovery, to natural dam construction, spreading the message of wildlife conservation. Dr. Grace Miller was invited to present at a scientific conference, sharing her experience in rescue, care, and post-sale monitoring, making a strong impression on the community. Scientists analyzed soil samples and wooden branches on the dam, proving the sustainability of the natural construction method, reducing erosion and creating a habitat for aquatic life. The symbiosis between Benny and humans has become a model of cooperation, supporting rescue, responding with ecological architecture. The image of Benny trembling has now grown up, fulfilling the role of natural engineer, making many people surprised by the potential power of the species. Every time the river babbles, Benny's story resounds, conveying the message of hope and the resilience of nature. The lantern nights on the river, the shimmering light reflected on the water surface, reminding us of Benny's rescue journey and work. Many countries have begun to research beaver regeneration to replicate the natural dam model, protect embankments, and freshwater biodiversity. An updated scientific report on the effectiveness of flood reduction and water quality improvement, thanks to Benny's Dam, contributing to reducing local climate change. Benny's story has been adapted into a picture book for children, telling the journey from weak to ecological engineer, conveying the message of courage and love for nature. Short clips about Benny's work on social media have attracted millions of views, spreading awareness that every little creature can make a big change. Statistics show that since Benny Dam was put into operation, flooding has decreased by 80%, sediment deposition has increased by 30%, and riverine biodiversity has increased by 25%. Satellite image analysis has made the community exclaim when seeing the river basin stabilize. Water stagnates longer, and erosion has decreased significantly. Dr. Miller shared in an interview, "The natural instinct and resilience of wild species is the most miraculous thing and should be cherished." The story spans many years, proving that when humans accompany nature and support little creatures, nature will reward them with balance and harmony. The image of Benny trembling has now become a living symbol of hope, strong vitality, and miraculous regeneration. And finally, this story tells us that as long as we open our hearts, act promptly, and accompany nature, we will witness nature balancing itself and giving back invaluable values for sustainable life. Thank you for accompanying our story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to add strength to the mission of protecting wildlife.